Hello there, my name is Mumini Alao. For you to enjoy more episodes of Soccer Talk with Mumini Alao, please subscribe right away, like and share my video. Thank you.
Hello football fans, welcome to a fresh episode of Soccer Talk with Mumini Alao. My name is Tunde, your regular anchor, and Mumini Alao himself is here. Thank you so much for your time.
Great, thank you Tunde. Yep.
Well, of course, football has been undergoing a revolution of sorts. The recent one was the VAR, trying to remove every kind of controversy from football, whether it was a red card or whether it was not, whether it was offside, whether it was not, whether the goal was properly scored or not. But some have argued that football should go even further and make it more exciting. Back in the day, we didn't have things like substitutes. The 11 players on the pitch started and ended the game. Back in the day, we didn't have things like, goalkeepers couldn't pick up a back pass. And back in the day, we didn't have things like away goals. So teams tended to camp in their own half when they were playing away and try and go for the win when they were at home. But people have said they should take it a step further and probably make football more exciting. As the game currently exists, do you think it is perfect, or like every other thing, it should evolve?
Today, nothing in life is perfect, especially with all the technological advancements that we are seeing in our world of today. I know it took a long time to convince FIFA to introduce this VAR.
Yes.
At least if we talk about the Nigeria's personal experience, for me was the 2000 Nations Cup final. I keep talking about that when I felt we should have won that, penalty shootout against Cameroon here in Lagos.
Did he cross the line though?
Victor Ikweba's penalty crossed the line, and if we had VAR back then, it would have been a goal for Nigeria.
You heard it from the man himself.
And there was a lot at stake. You can imagine African Nations Cup title at stake, and Cameroon came here and picked it. I remember I wrote, a petition to FIFA on that occasion.
You did,
and they were saying, "No, football, we have to." But at least is history now. VAR is here. When there are issues, whether a goal has been scored or not, VAR is there to take care of
technology as well.
Yeah, and based on that, I think we should be open to more evolution. Okay, more things introduced into football. I don't mind it. All right, people have talked about, for instance, Tunde, widening the goalposts.
Oh yes,
okay,
that's a big one. The Americans particularly like that one because if you look at American sports, it's always high scoring. Basketball games can end in like three figures, 115 to 120.
Absolutely.
And then the American football as well. Do you think more goals would make the game more exciting?
I like to see more goals in football, but today not by widening the goalposts. Not by widening the goalposts, because it will just make the goalkeepers to look like fools. People can just take a shot from the center of the field and it's going right into the net. I personally would not like to see that happen.
Okay.
On the alternative, I would prefer us cancelling, the offside rule, for example. All right?
Okay.
Because usually offsides cause a lot of controversies. Oh, was it offside? Was it not offside? All right. So even VAR in some occasions, as we've seen during the last World Cup, has not been able to conclusively resolve the issue of offside. So today, why don't we just cancel it altogether?
But the problem is, what you now have is what a lot of people call the Inzaghi mentality, where some people camp, live, and raise children in an offside position.
And what is wrong in that? It's part of the pitch.
No,
all right,
it's not a skill, is it?
Well, as I said today, I think it's a matter of opinion, really. We talked about grinding the goalpost, and I said I'm not for that, but I will be for cancelling the offside rule completely if the International Football Association Board looks into that rule.
Let's go back to the goalpost one. What if we remove the goalkeeper completely?
All right.
Make the goal slightly smaller, so the skill is getting the ball into the smaller goalpost.
That takes us to the monkey post that we are used to playing here in Nigeria. But I think, in fact, it's even a global phenomenon. True. When people play football on the beaches, you have even the futsal. The goalposts are smaller. In futsal, you still have the goalkeeper. But you remember when we play our own monkey post, sometimes you don't even have a goalkeeper.
True.
Because you can't use your hands, to stop the ball. All right.
But like in beach soccer, it's really high scoring, and there's a goalkeeper.
Yeah. But I think for football, as much as we want to see more goals, I think we would like to see teams working hard to get those goals. For instance, for me, when I watch Barcelona, all right, when they are beating all the smaller teams in the La Liga, I'm always waiting to see how they break down those teams in order to find a way around them, because you find most of these teams playing 9, 10 men behind the ball, okay? And I would like to see how Barcelona will, technically find their way with short passes. So I think it's part of the fun that, we fans enjoy when we see a team going methodically to break down, the opposition. But when the goalpost is too wide, or when you don't have the goalkeeper there, then it's easier, a lot more easier to score.
Okay, you would like the goalpost stay where it is.
I think it should stay the same size.
But you'd like to see the offside rule.
The offside rule should go.
But what about games ending in penalties? Some people have said that, look, these draws that we have, sometimes you spend so much money, you get to the stadium, you watch a goalless draw. Why don't we have conclusively games when it's 90 minutes, there's no winner, we go straight to penalties? Everybody likes a penalty shootout.
Well, not everybody. I can tell you that, Roberto Baggio, anytime he remembers the 1994 World Cup in Brazil, he will not like penalties.
Even Victor Ekpeba.
But for that one today, if it's for tournaments, it's for cup knockout competitions.
No, I'm not talking knockouts. I'm saying like league football, group stages.
I don't mind, going straight to penalties for cup knockout competitions. But for leagues, I think I would rather we stay with the current arrangement, whereby you have wins, you have draws, then have 3 points for a win. Remember today in the past it used to be 2 points for a win. Yes, and just a point for a draw. But now at least you have 3 points for a win, which to encourage, people, attacking football. I think that's good enough. So for the league, if it ends in a draw, let the guy who has worked for the draw go in with a point. All right. But if it's tournaments, knockout tournaments like a FA Cup, then I won't mind if we go straight to penalty shootout.
Jose Mourinho wouldn't agree. He would like to get all 3 points irrespective of what happens.
All the time.
And the problem is, a lot of coaches might now begin to pack their team completely full of shooters. People who that can accurately strike the back of the net from the penalty spot.
Absolutely.
But what do you think, fans? What innovations would you like to see in football from everything that we've mentioned so far? Widening the goalposts, or even removing the goalkeeper entirely? Should we even remove the offside rule? Or should we even have games that end in penalties? Or maybe there are some other rules that maybe we didn't think of that we'd like to see introduced to football to make it more exciting than it already is. Just leave your comments in the comments section below. We'll definitely like to hear from you. But for Mumini Alao, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, please, we'd like to know your comment, what you think about some of these rule changes that we're talking about on this particular episode of SoccerTalk with Mumini Alao.
Okay, you've heard from him, and you've heard from him too. So we'll see you some other time. My name is Sine Koiki. Say bye-bye.